I don't know about you, but death's not something that I particularly like to talk about. It's not something that I ever really find myself having to talk about with anybody. Although that's changed a bit, hasn't it? With coronavirus, we have a death toll on the news every evening. We're kind of obsessed with the rates of infections of things and how people are coping and how people are dying. Um, you may well have known somebody close to you that's been infected by coronavirus, and you may have lost somebody through this last few months. And if that's true, then I'm really sorry for your loss. Dealing with losing people is really, really difficult. I lost a good friend of mine a few years ago because of his drug taking, and that's left a huge hole in my life. I often think that I see him around or remember things that have happened, and it affects me and brings back some happy memories and also some really sad memories as well. Losing people close to us is really difficult. We see the disciples in the Bible story today of the Ascension losing Jesus for the second time in just over a month. The resurrection has brought them great joy after the incredible loss of the crucifixion at Easter time. And they get just a few days with him, really, 40 days to spend with him appearing and disappearing as his resurrected self before this day of ascension that we celebrate this week, as he ascends to heaven for the final time in their lifetime at least. It's always a slightly amusing story when I read it, that moment when they're left on the hillside looking up to the sky as he goes, and the angels come and say, "What are you looking for?" It's like they're bemused and confused and don't really know quite what's going on. The person that's given them all their instruction, all their direction, everything for the last few years has disappeared, and they're left staring after him as he goes. It can feel like that for us when somebody close to us dies. But I think for all of us at the moment, we're kind of staring into the middle distance, not quite knowing what's going on and what's going to happen next, because this weird virus thing has left us all completely confused and bemused and unsure of the future. But I always think Jesus chooses that moment to leave because everything that he has set out to do has been achieved, both when we think about the Easter story, but also when we think about his teaching and his direction and the life that he's lived. It's like he's said to all of his disciples, "That's it. That's all you need from me. It's over to you now." The last thing that he says to them before he ascends is, "Go and tell people about me. Share all that I've shared with you." And our job as Christians is not to be standing there just staring at him, wondering where he's gone and when he comes back and what's going to happen next, but to take everything that we know about him and take it into the world, to be his love and his compassion and his hope for the future to every single person we come into contact with. And at times like these, when everybody is confused, nobody knows what the future holds, nobody knows what's going on, people are scared and lost and suffering and grieving, and maybe that's how you feel, and that's maybe how I feel some days. But even in amidst all of that, Jesus' message is still the same. Go and share my love with everybody around you. And he leaves us with everything that we need to be able to do that, through him, through prayer, through the Bible, and through Christians around us that inspire us to do the same. So let's not be a bunch of people that are just staring off into the middle distance wondering what God's doing. Let's be those people that go and do what God's doing.